In 1959, the Union Pacific Railroad did not just want you to stop at crossings. They wanted you to believe that your survival depended entirely on your own vigilance, absolving the steel wheels and the speed of the train of any moral responsibility. This is not a film about safety. It is a legal defense strategy disguised as public service. Grief is an inefficient metric for public policy. The narrator uses emotional exhaustion to bypass critical thinking, framing vigilance as the only logical alternative to tragedy.
I suppose I should have gone in for a few minutes.
Frank Dixon's death is processed as a statistical error in rural continuity. By personalizing the victim, the railroad converts a mechanical collision into a moral failing of the deceased.
Well, it's hard to take. I could say goodbye from here. Besides, I could do more good out on the road. I could keep trying to prevent other people from killing themselves in their cars and bringing to other families, like the Dixons in there, that heartbreak that never quite heals. It was hard to believe that just a few days before, the Dixon family had been as happy and contented a group of people as you'd find anywhere. Frank Jr. had just come home from college to give his dad a little help on the farm.
The dead teenager represents lost farm labor. Union Pacific's math is clear. Frame the death as an economic loss to the household, and you ensure the family blames the son, not the ungated crossing.
At school, and getting ready to follow in his dad's footsteps. Frank's girl, Betty Hutchins, had been waiting for him, of course. Everyone knew they'd be getting married before too long. Mr. Dixon's new tractor had just arrived down at the Union Pacific freight station, and they all went down to inspect it. Frank's kid brother, Alan, had just taken his driving test a week before. Alan sure wanted to drive his dad's new tractor, but until he actually received the license, Dad Dixon wasn't letting him on the highway, not even on a tractor.
The train is positioned as an immutable force of nature. By framing caution as the sole variable, the film absolves Union Pacific of any responsibility for track design or signal placement.
Couldn't wait to show it to his brother. After all, your first license is sort of a milestone. It means all the roads are now open to you. He was proud of the license, naturally, and just as naturally, wanted to make use of it on any errand that his dad or his mother or his grandfather could think of. The only trouble was, I had to choose that moment to drive in and spoil things. Of course, when you've known a family as long as I'd known the Dixons, they don't treat you as a cop, but as a friend.
Looks like you're going to have another Dixon to worry about, Hal. Alan got his driver's license.
Oh, is that right? Well, let me see it, would you?
You bet.
Well, I guess that makes it official. When'd you get it?
Just came today.
Oh, just today, huh? Why'd I see you out driving on Highway 30?
The father internalizes the accident as parental negligence. This shifts liability from the corporation to the household, ensuring that every future violation is blamed on human error, not systemic risk.
I knew you'd be getting that license any day now, and I thought this would be a good time to come by and tell you a few of the facts of life about driving before you get started. Now, these are accident reports from my headquarters. Each figure represents someone injured or killed in the state. On city streets, farm roads, highways, and railroad crossings. All the facts and figures are here. Well, some of them you've read about in the papers. Big, spectacular crashes caused by terrific speed.
Under 1950s contributory negligence laws, a driver found even partially at fault received zero compensation. This legal reality turned compliance into a financial survival strategy, not just a moral one. Driving is not gambling. It is an engineered system of controlled risk. By framing negligence as playing roulette, the narrative obscures the fact that high-speed infrastructure inherently generates these hazards.
It catches up with you. Now, this accident was number one for the driver involved. First one he'd ever had. But it was his last one, too. He took one little chance too many.
Frank is taking too many chances in his car.
Oh, he'll be all right. Won't he, Hal?
He'll be all right if he takes to heart what I told him about signs. Signs of life. That's what stop signs and all the other road signs really are. And missing one of them as you drive along, or just ignoring it, well, that's one of those little things that kills people. Wherever there's a hazard on the road, there's usually a sign to tell you about it, like a curve warning, or a right-of-way sign, narrow bridge, signals ahead, do not enter, no passing, and many others. But for too many drivers, a stop sign like this, for example, has no importance unless they can see cars crossing the road ahead right now. A school crossing sign. For some drivers, seems to mean little or nothing, unless there are children actually crossing the street at that moment. As for railroad crossings,
drivers were not lawless. They were confused by blind corners and missing signals. Union Pacific reclassifies bad civil engineering as personal bad behavior because repainting lines is cheaper than upgrading crossings.
Into the side of a moving train. It has happened in broad daylight, but it happens even more often at night. That's when the warning sign, the signal, the crossbuck are really your signs of life. Yes, the sign is still there, but you have to be twice as alert to see it. If you hadn't seen the signs, this train might come as a surprise to you. Traffic signs and signals that are so easy to see in the daylight become easier to miss as the sun goes down. Twilight is a dangerous time of day, when things are half visible, half in deepening shadow. Main Street at night becomes a maze of lights and neon signs, all competing with one another to catch your eye. But where's the traffic signal?
Wigwag signals were frequently visually ambiguous and poorly maintained. The narrator assumes perfect perception, ignoring that the human eye struggles to distinguish flashing red lights against complex urban backgrounds.
Cramps their style. They figure rules are for the other fellow, not for good drivers like themselves. Here's one like that. Robert Bainbridge.
Bainbridge? From Meridian High?
Yeah.
Oh, I know him. I ran against him on the track team. I knew him.
I'm sorry, dear.
Robert Bainbridge, age 17. Occupation, student. Place of accident, Lone Tree Road near Meridian.
The report cites exact time and weather, implying total visibility. It ignores Idaho's specific glare conditions and sightline limitations, treating the accident as a pure calculation error rather than an environmental constraint.
Then he turned off into Lone Tree Road. That was his third mistake. I didn't chase him on that gravel road. I didn't want him to keep up that speed on such a treacherous footing. I just followed along without the flasher or siren, hoping he'd realize what he was doing before it was too late. I lost sight of him around a turn. He took it way too fast for gravel.
Physics dictates that high-speed travel on two-lane roads creates blind spots and reaction time deficits no human can overcome. The road was never truly empty. It was just statistically lethal.
But he never had a chance.
The failure wasn't arrogance. It was the Smith system's omission. No one taught Alan that a parked car is a death trap, only that he must be quick enough. Speed is not a skill.
Sometimes we forget that there are plenty of people on our highways today who grew up in that horse and buggy age. Those narrow two-lane country roads that used to be so quiet, peaceful, are now several lanes of high-speed traffic. The roads that used to wind gently around the hills now slice through mountains with nothing to slow you down. And many a rail crossing that stopped you in the old days is now a high-speed underpass or overpass. Everything in the world of transportation has improved. Everything except the drivers. We still have to use the same old equipment. Our eyes and ears and reflexes. They haven't improved a bit.
No, they haven't. When I was a kid, I run 100 yards in 11 seconds. Yeah, he used to run me down in about 3 jumps.
No gaff? 11 flat. That's faster than I ever run it in.
Better engines, yes. Better safety features? No. Airbags were decades away. Seatbelts were rare. The equipment was faster, but the human body remained equally fragile to impact.
Legs. Get those cobwebs out of your head. Weariness slows down your reactions. And at 60 miles an hour or better, you can't afford it. And here is still another danger. Lack of attention to the road. Sure, it's an open highway. Maybe there aren't many cars. But it only takes 2 to tango. 40% of all expressway accidents involve a car that is already stopped. On the road, part way on, or not far enough off. This is an invitation to disaster. Here is another hazard of our superhighways that we patrolmen see all too often. Every time you have to hit your brakes hard, ask yourself, why weren't you ready for the...
Accidents are rarely sudden. They are the result of cumulative risk factors ignored by the driver. Surprise is just the final notification of a long-standing negligence.
To yield the right of way. Well, sure, the other fellow's often wrong, and if he causes a crash, it's all his fault. But you may be dead just the same.
In a lot of accidents, it's pretty hard to tell just who is to blame, isn't it, Hal?
Impossible to tell sometimes. But there's one kind of accident where there's never a single doubt.
What's that?
At a railroad crossing.
Yep. The train sure has the right of way.
You know, the railroad's been here for almost 4 generations. Every farm family in these parts uses the railroad to ship their crops. We all like to ride the trains. But why is it so many people don't see the trains at the crossings? It seems impossible that anyone could fail to see or hear a train in motion. A locomotive is certainly big enough, and the train of cars behind it may be as much as a mile long. And yet, many people who have lived through a crossing accident will say, where did the train come from? I never saw it.
A 10,000-ton train moving at 60 miles per hour requires over a mile to stop. Union Pacific lobbied against automatic crossing gates, then filmed a movie blaming motorists for failing to dodge momentum.
Any signal in action means that a condition of fatal danger exists at this moment, at this crossing. Maybe the last train you waited for was a slow freight and took several minutes to cross. But the next one may be a fast freight, highballing to the coast on a tight schedule. Remember that many freight trains today are faster than passenger trains of 15 years ago. Many crossings have more than one set of tracks, each one a separate hazard. When you cross, make sure all tracks are clear. Yes, don't let a double track double-cross you.
At 70 miles per hour, a diesel locomotive is functionally silent inside a closed cabin until impact.
Let's listen.
The film treats hearing loss as a moral failure, asking human ears to override basic acoustics.
Before we hear it.
Please speak to Frank about his driving. It worries me.
Okay, I will. I'll do it tonight.
I surrender, Hal. I give up. What's the charge?
No charge, Frank. I'm just giving Alan some free advice now that he's a licensed driver.
Boy, I remember that advice you gave me the other day at the stop sign.
Well, you keep it in mind.
I will.
Dad, can I take the car into town now?
Okay, Alan, go ahead. But take it easy.
Well, I'll be real careful. Goodbye.
He'll be all right.
Look at the guy go. Hey, maybe we better go along with him, make sure he gets there all right.
Okay, buy me soda.
Okay, fine. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
So, there went Alan with his new driver's license, and Frank and Betty right behind, on as nice a summer day as you could wish for.
Rhetorical questions are a liability shield. By framing ignorance as arrogance, Union Pacific transforms a systemic design failure into individual moral bankruptcy.
Why don't they look, Ralph? Tell me. Why don't they look?
No, I didn't go in.
Grief has completed its corporate utility.
Burying someone
Union
with guilt
Pacific's argument
too
rests.
hard to-
The railroad provided the tracks, the speed, and the steel. Your survival was entirely your own responsibility.
My place was out on the road. Out on the road, I could at least try to keep other people from killing themselves in their cars. So if the next car I stop happens to be yours, don't tell me you were only speeding a little, only breaking the law a little, only doing something a little bit wrong. Save that for somebody else, brother, because I see too many little follies that end up with someone a little bit dead.
The film constructs a false dichotomy between careless drivers and safe roads, shifting all liability onto individual moral failure, while ignoring the systemic engineering flaws and corporate interests that made high-speed travel inherently lethal.